I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. The Ann Arbor Farmers Market is a community staple. It's a place to buy fresh local food and merchandise, but it's also the place to talk with your farmer and learn about their growing process. Watch as the institution celebrates a big milestone.
Today is Ann Arbor Farmers Market 100th birthday.
We're one of the oldest farmers market in the country.
We have over 130 individual businesses. All of them grow or make their own things and come here to sell. So we have a great diversity of local food, fresh.
This was a good market because you have to make and create everything you sell here. You have to grow or produce or make from scratch.
The market added some extras to celebrate its centennial anniversary.
The Ann Arbor Symphony Orchestra is here with their instrument petting zoo, which is actually a chance for kids to come and try different instruments. We are doing a guest chef cooking demo, and you can take home a recipe and try them out. All of the food is from our vendors.
I would just like to wish Ann Arbor 100th birthday, happy birthday. And I plan on being here for, well, I don't know about the next 100, but for a while.
For more, visit a2gov.org/market. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. There's lots of kid-friendly activities in the area, but one in particular brings history to life as they experience the world of fighting fires. Organized fire suppression services in America date back to the Civil War, and you can experience this life-saving history right here in Washtenaw County.
Welcome to Riverside Park in Ypsilanti. Every year the Firehouse Museum sponsors what's called a muster. And the muster is a gathering of antique fire trucks for display purposes, some of which are pumping and some are just show how trucks can be restored.
Kids got in the driver's seat as they took on the role of firefighter.
We were able to shoot the water hose over there, which was really fun. We rang some bells. We got to sit in the fire trucks. Firefighters have been awesome. They were able to let us sit and pretend to drive the trucks and push the buttons, so really nice people out here.
There's a hand pumper, and the kids can go actually pump the hand pumper and then spray water at the hose house, pretending like they're putting out an actual fire.
Thank you to Ypsilanti for putting on this great event. It gives the kids a chance to get up close, to the fire trucks, which they wouldn't have an opportunity to do that without them providing this. So thank you to all the men and women out here.
For more on the history of fire services, visit MichiganFirehouseMuseum.org. It's back to school season, and that means our roadways are about to get a whole lot busier. Learn some tips for navigating our city streets as students head back to the classroom in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hi everyone, I'm Officer Jamie Atkins with the Ann Arbor Police Department. It's that time of year again. It's time for kids to go back to school. Here are some basic traffic safety tips we should all remember. First of all, be alert, especially when you're in school zones, and be alert of the speed and make sure you obey that speed limit. Also, watch for school buses. Red flashing lights and an extended stop arm mean that that bus is stopping to load or unload children. We have 19 different locations across the city that are staffed with crossing guards. They help cross our children and get them safely to school. If you see a crossing guard in the intersection with their stop sign held up, make sure you stop and wait until that crossing guard has cleared out of the intersection. Don't block crosswalks. If you're stopped at a red light, waiting to turn, or looking for a parking space, make sure that you steer clear of the crosswalk so that people don't have to walk around your vehicle and possibly put themselves into moving traffic. Remember folks, it's our job to keep kids safe as we go back to school this fall. Thanks everybody for watching, and parents, I hope you have a great and safe start to your school year.
When we're safe in the comfort of our own home, many of us can't imagine the plight of being homeless. Let's add another element to that circumstance. Now imagine the plight of homelessness for 12 to 25-year-olds. Not only do these kids not know where their next meal is coming from, they seemingly have little to no medical services available. Now they do, thanks to the hard work and dedication of one woman. Joining me is Lori Bennett, community family nurse practitioner. Welcome to the show, Lori.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about your background and what led you towards helping homeless youth in the community?
So I'm a family nurse practitioner, and ever since I've been a nurse practitioner, I decided I wanted to bring quality health care where people are, instead of having people having to negotiate how to get to health care. So early on in my career, I started a clinic, a small clinic at Ozone House and Safe House Center. And then more recently, I developed this program, FSHARP, which is serving all of the family shelters in Washtenaw County.
So what are you mentioned earlier before the show, there's a variety of family shelters. Which ones are there available?
So there's Alpha House Family Shelter, which is on Jackson Road. There's Safe House Family Center, which is the domestic violence shelter on Clark Road. There's Staples Family Center on Packard, and there's Ozone, which is the youth shelter on Washtenaw.
So there are a lot of options in the area for people that are homeless. So why don't you tell me a little bit about this FSHARP program and kind of how it came to be, and maybe where your passion started for working with youth?
So FSHARP stands for Family Shelter Health Assessment and Referral Program. And it goes back about 5 or 6 years when the executive director at Alpha House, Nicole Edelman, asked me to come in and help figure out what the families needed who were in shelter in terms of health care. And what I figured out was many weren't acutely sick, so they didn't need someone coming in and delivering health care there. Some had some minor things, maybe needed medications, but what they really needed was a place to connect for health care in the community. They needed preventative health care, immunizations. If they didn't have their inhalers, they needed inhalers, but they really needed a place to get health care in their community. So we developed this model of assessing every family or individual that came into shelter, and then based on that assessment, referred them either to Corner Health Center, which is the youth health center in Ypsilanti, or to Packard Health, which serves adults and families in Washtenaw County.
So then that basically they're able to see doctors or just get the medical care that they may need that they weren't getting previously.
Right. They have now developed a connection to a primary care provider. A lot of times I'll see them over there because I work both at Corner and Packard also, so it's kind of a nice warm handoff. I'll see them in the shelter and then I'll say, hey, how about I see you next week over at Corner, and we'll catch you up on your shots and we'll do whatever other healthcare needs that you have.
So there's no deductible or anything that they have to, is there a monetary aspect that they have to deal with?
For FSHARP, no,
Yeah.
It's all grant funded, so there's no cost to anybody in shelter to get health care.
Yeah, that's amazing, because I think the big issue that I've noticed with people that don't go seek medical attention is that they think they can't afford it.
Right. Yeah, so here, like I said, I see everybody. It's all grant funded, so there's no cost. And then if people don't, one of the questions in the assessment is, do you have health insurance? And if people don't have health insurance, then that's also my job to help them figure out where to get health insurance. And so both Packard and Corner have advocates that help people sign up for health insurance and figure out what they qualify for.
So this is specifically for the 12 to 25 range?
This is for anybody in shelter.
Okay.
So the 12 to 25 range is Corner Health's range.
Yep.
And then Packard is any age.
Okay, because yeah, I mean, as you get older, you actually need health care more than when you're young. For the most part.
We try and start people early so they know what they have to do, how to stay healthy, learn how to advocate for themselves as they get older, so they know what to ask for, what the health needs what they need to keep themselves healthy.
Do you find this to be a big issue in the area where people that are homeless just aren't getting health care?
You know, yes, when people are struggling as they're losing their homes, their health kind of falls in terms of the priorities, and they're really struggling day to day as to where they're going to sleep, where they're going to eat, and taking care of their health does fall down in priority. And that's why when they get to shelter, I really try and emphasize the need to address certain issues, whether it's physical health or mental health, and get them connected to resources.
Are there certain criteria that they have to fit in order to utilize these medical services?
Nope.
No? They just have to be, so you said there's sort of a thing, they have to fill out stuff when they go to whatever shelter they're going to, and you kind of...
Well, yeah, I meet with them.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
and we go over everything, all of their health.
Well, can you just tell me about why this was such a passion project for you? Because it sounds like pretty early on in your career, this was something that you really wanted to do, and you were recently recognized for your work.
Yes, I was.
I know it's hard to tell yourself
right.
sometimes.
I mean, I just always felt like I could bring these skills to people who weren't, were either intimidated or had bad experiences in large health centers, or got lost, or there were many barriers that people face. And I thought if I could just set up a desk and had a stethoscope and a few other pieces of equipment and just were able to listen to what they needed, then I could help them get what they needed. So it was a very, it's simple. It's like don't need much, don't need a big clinic, just need a little table in a room with privacy, and it really, and the ability to connect with people.
Is there anything that we could do to help, with donations or anything along those lines?
I think all of the organizations I work with are amazing organizations. All of those shelters I mentioned, Packard Health, Corner Health, and they all do struggle because they are serving people who sometimes can't pay for the services. So, if people make donations or volunteer, I think those are always really appreciated in the community.
All right, well, thank you so much, Lori.
Okay, thank you.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.